Hello and welcome. I am Cindershadow, and today I'm going to talk about a movie. Now, I saw the trailer for this movie and I thought, oh, okay, this looks kind of cute and innocent and interesting. And then I realized what the movie was all about, and I went, nope, nope, hell no, and God no, I am not going to go to watch this movie because it's not one that I think I would even go see. I don't even think I will see on the flip side of things when it comes out on Disney Plus. Yes, that's right. I'm talking about the movie Turning Red. Originally, when I saw the trailer, I was like, "Hey, this is kind of cute. This is going to be a movie about a red panda, about a girl that turned into a red panda. Who wouldn't want to watch that? It looks cute and adorable and absolutely fascinating." Then you realize it's a affirmation or a movie about a 13-year-old girl going through puberty. Does that seem something that people really want to see, or does that seem like it's going to be something where a target audience is going to be very limited and maybe one of these movies that will end up on the list when your kid is going through school and they're trying to explain the puberty changes that they're going to go through in the stages of puberty. That's really what it does seem to me. It seems like it's a movie meant for a health class and not for the general public. It seems like Pixar is going to be a big miss on this one from what I am reading. What brought my attention to it though is the fact that a social media campaign to bring down other people's reviews of this movie because God forbid you go against the norm. That's right. I've got Bounding into Comics. It's probably the easiest one to bring up on this. I have read the review that they're trying to take down, or I've read most of it. I got through enough of it to get the idea of where it's going. Cinema Blend polls review of Turning Red after social media accuses author of sexism and racism over opinions that he was not the film's target audience. No, this is 100% correct. If you actually read the review, he links the movie to the 1985 movie by Michael J. Fox of Teen Wolf. It is the exact same storyline from the looks of it, where you have a teenager going through the changes of puberty and everything that changes around that. The difference with Teen Wolf was it wasn't focused around a turning red. Like, are you kidding me? You can't be more on the point on what this is about. I know a lot of people it becomes one of those topics where people don't want to talk about it. And where people, when they see a commercial on TV or YouTube and stuff like that about that time of the month, and everyone just goes, I don't need to know this. We know this is going on. I can go into a pharmacy and I can walk away normally. But what it is with Turning Red is it's about a little girl that's 13 years old, happens to be Canadian, happens to be Chinese, which sure, that goes through that time in their life where they become a woman. Like, that's what the movie is. And you know what? I don't blame the critic for saying that the movie is not for them because they wouldn't be the target audience. Like I said at the beginning here, this movie really, as it lays out, would be a great one for a health class in school. Make the kids watch this one because I sure is not going to be taking my 5-year-old kid to see this one. Ultimately, it to me, it just looks more, originally it looked cute, and then it just became the symbolism of that time of the month. And I don't think I could sit through an hour and 40-minute movie of that type of thing. And it seems the audience might also be agreeing with this one. We'll take a little bit of a deeper look into it. It's only been hitting the mainstream right now. It's not, I don't think the movie is released yet, but people have gone to screenings, and the screenings are interesting when you read the reviews. Published on March 7, bluntly titled, I Am Not This Film's Target Audience. No doubt That is 100% the example. Now, going into the trailer, I've looked at the trailer a couple times. It is a outgoing 13-year-old girl with a friend, and it's all about outgoing. It's not when you get to that stage of your life. I know myself, I wasn't really an outgoing 13-year-old boy. I drew in. I didn't go outgoing. I drew in, and I stuck to my friends and stuck to what I did and didn't go through the whole. Yeah, to me, it's just kind of weird. Films like Oddward, Luca, and now Studios Turning Red coming in from the heart without question, the critically acclaimed, but it's also the risk alienating audience members who can't find a way into the story beyond admiring the impressive animation that is Pixar trademark. This is part of the thing. You got Toy Story, Monsters Inc., all the Pixar movies, Incredibles, they were for everyone. They were an audience that were out there, and now it seems the last little while, movies like Luca was absolutely dreadful. I found it very boring and very, very, it just didn't catch my attention. We're Turning Red. When I first saw the trailer, I was like, "Hey, cool! It's a movie about a red panda. Red pandas are cool." My little boy likes to see them at the zoo. We even have a little red panda that he got from the zoo, and it's one of his favorite stuffed animals. But then I saw what this movie was about, and I went, "Nope, nope. This is not going. This isn't a movie for a 5-year-old. That's for sure. This is going to be a movie for teenagers." Maybe young teenagers, and then you go through it and it just kind of explains a little bit more comically going through that time in your life. So it's very strange. So what happened here was the Cinnamon Blend, they put out this review calling what it is, which is this review right here. Disney's Plus Turning Red review. In Pixar's latest comedy, girls just want to have fur. I am not the film's target audience, and he gives it a 2.5 out of 5, which honestly, I'm not blaming him for that, but this talks about how it links to the old school movie of Teen Wolf. And if you get into the reviews of Teen Wolf, most of the reviews are from the early 2000s and up, and this movie was made in 1985. So these reviews are very difficult to judge off that because we didn't have the internet at the time. We didn't have the things for that time. So I had to go back in time to look at things for the Teen Wolf movie, and I'll get into that as well. But ultimately, this is a coming of age movie. It's going to be something that I think if parents are going to take their kids to a movie thinking they're going to see red pandas, this is no anime. This is just a Pixar. I think this is going to flop, in all honesty. I think it's going to fall flat on its face because this is the type of story that isn't one that I think a lot of kids are going to get. Unless you're a young teenager that are going to the movie theaters with your friends, and even then, you might come out of this movie going, I'm not sure I wanted to see this movie. It seems that there's a lot of adult situations. It seems it's got the overbearing mother in this sense, and then they're cursed by changing into a red panda when their emotions get control of themselves. Unlike Teen Wolf, where it was just a coming of age, more of a sexual innuendo style movie, and Michael J. Fox just had fun with it, with the cast members that didn't seem to prop up the type of movie that it was. It just seemed to, once again, it wasn't his best movie. However, if we look into the synopsis of Teen Wolf, I want to point out one major thing here. Teen Wolf had a budget of $1.2 million and made $80 million in the box office in 1985. That is a giant translation of a success of a movie. And a lot of people sit there and give it a really bad rating. While it's a movie from 1985, of course it's going to be horrible. Most movies from the 80s do not stand on their own two legs nowadays. They just become a horrible way to go. But Turning Red, which hasn't even released yet, this movie has a budget of $175 million. that's going to I'm scared for that one. At $175 million, you're going to get a very lackluster supply. It'll be tough to say, because I gotta say the Turning Red reviews are in from the critics, and on Metacritic, where is this? Metacritic is giving it a 7.1 out of 10, meaning it's not a great success. You've got a high value there of people that have seen it, and critics giving it a 1. 10% of the audience giving it a 1 is not that good when it comes down to it, but we'll have to wait to see. And then if you go into Rotten Tomatoes, the critics are giving this a 95%, and then the audience score, the little bit of the audience that have seen it, which is only 50 ratings at this point, is a 78. This is going to be one of those movies that's going to be watched. People are going to sit there and try and prop it up, but you can see there's a few here. A rare Pixar misfire. I found the characters more annoying and charming, the message and metaphor confusing, and the attempts of edgy humor is off-putting. Right? You see so many red here, but it's a 3.5. A C minus was his, which is still a passing grade. An A, 8 out of 10. It's damned and well deserved at their actual release. The existence of the feels like Disney Trojan horse, but seeing red is yet more evidence of the so-called Pixar slump, was nothing more than a media created myth. So you're saying this movie is a Trojan horse? This guy from Forbes, nonetheless, is a Trojan horse for who? Right? If you go back into Metacritic here, and you look at the user reviews, and you scroll down to where things don't do very well, the premise is decent. It's an obvious aim at the more Chinese audience, and I actually like the film's direction. They went to include anime features in the film. The movie is all abroad the woke train and appears to be politically based. So this is now trying to target today's audience, where everything and everyone has to be political. And I gotta say, those types of movies just don't seem to stand on their own two legs. The biggest complaint in the movie is it doesn't seem to have to know who it's talking to, who your target audience is. Is it female, millennium, liberal, Chinese, Canadians? If you fit all that exact demo, you will love it. But it seemed like the movie was pandering to an extremely limited community, and this is probably one of the bigger things. This is what we talk about a lot of times with movies, with video games, with everything. When you segregate and bring your target audience right down to nothing. Hell, I see it here with the channel. Because I'm not discovered, I've kind of pivoted my content a little bit to cover this type of thing. It doesn't get the same rolling along with it ultimately. But I see that, and I'm trying to push along, and I know it's going to take time for those little things to fall into place. Will this movie be that good? You know what? We got to wait to see more of the audience come back and say if it's good or not. But I am wary of this one. They've already certified it fresh. And it's a 78% score with only 50 reviews. I'm going to guess this is going to plummet very, very quickly. Anyway, guys, what do you think of this one? Do you think it was right of them to take down this review from Cinema Blend with people accusing them of sexism and racism? I don't think that's right. I think they put out an actual general feeling for the movie, and I think that they're right. This is taking a lot from Teen Wolf. They go through the whole idea of it. Yeah, Sean O'Connell. Some Pixar films are made for universal audience. Turning Red is not. The target audience is one that feels very specific and very narrow. If you're in it, this might work well for you. I'm not, and this was exhausting. And I got to say, it's probably going to be very exhausting for a lot of people. At some point, I hope white men generally unpack the fact when you start bringing this in, he has a legitimate thing saying this isn't the target audience, And now it's suddenly, if you're saying it's not the target audience, you are too white, you are too much of a racist, too much sexism. Like, oh man, thoughts and prayers for you. A man who, yeah, once again, them diving into the sexist role. That's exactly what this is. This is racist. This is sexist. This is sexist. Yeah, I'm sorry. When the second you bring in those gender norms or those gender personalities or the color of someone's skin, you're the one being sexist or racist. And I hate to say it, but his review shouldn't have been taken down because of the pressure of social media. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This Proud Canadian Phoenix signing off. Have yourselves a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe.